Hello, Flosstube. Elizabeth Martinez, phantastitches, here with my Flosstube number 409. It is now November 1st. Uh, Hope you all had a great Halloween for those of you who enjoy that. Um, we we had kind of a little bit disappointing Halloween again. I'm here in my craft room. I'm sitting the opposite direction than I sat. We're still in the process of trying to arrange furniture and stuff. This little unit here is one of those over the toilet things that we had. That I guess my parents brought it from their house once upon a time, and it's actually a little too short. This the bottom shelf here, the toilet lid it doesn't fit. So anyway, we thought, well, we could use the shelves in here. So anyway, that's why that's there. Uh, and eventually, I think there'll be a couch back there and stuff like that. But for now, I'm just sitting here for my update. So yesterday was Halloween, and in the however many years we lived at our previous address, like was it yeah, six years, 6.5, 7 years, um, that we lived at the other address. We lived in a gated community, and there were a handful of kids. Like there were kids next door to us, and there were some kids down the street. Whatever. There weren't a whole lot of kids, but there were a few. And we had one kid come to the door once, one one time, and for Halloween. We got candy every year because you never know when someone was going to show up. But no, that one kid came once. And so here we thought, well, we might get more kids because there's an elementary school down the street that we've seen a lot of kids. The other night, I think it was Tuesday. Um, we were leaving the neighborhood. I have rehearsal on Tuesday nights. I play with the Mesa Community College Orchestra, and so my sister Eve was driving me to rehearsal from here. And so we were leaving, in the early evening, duskish kind of hours, like 6 o'clock or thereabouts. And they were having some kind of a Halloween function at the elementary school because kids were coming and going in their costumes and stuff like that with their parents going to the elementary school. So I don't know. So there was a lot of kids, so we thought, oh, okay. So and so we had bought some candy to give out, and and Eve was sitting at the door, like with a little bucket of candy. She said, well, she sit outside in case, because she could hear kids somewhere, and we're expecting them to come, down the street or whatever. And the kids that were down Eve kind of called to them. I have came by and she gave them, a handful of candy each because there was just the two kids and nobody else came. So yeah, so it's a bust. I don't know. I don't you know don't have the hang of it yet. I guess in this neighborhood. So I don't know. Remains to be seen. But anyway, so Halloween was kind of a bust. but but yeah, so we're still little by little unpacking things and getting settled in. It's going to be a long process just because there's still a lot of stuff to do. Anyway, but I have been stitching a bit, every at least every evening. Try to keep up with everything. So so for October, the latter half of the month, I had two WIPGO calls, Wandering Sheep, and my new start. One of my new starts was Be Spicy by Beth Twist of Heartstring Sampler. I worked on it some last week, a little bit last week. And so, like last week, I had done this little gingerbread man apart from his buttons. and I had done part of this octagon thing, and so I finished that just just today actually because I'd gotten about halfway done with this little uh, circle, whatever you call it, and so I went ahead and finished it, and then I did the little red details that are inside this circle. There's like a little house here. And there's a bunch of bees and all that, and excuse me, this is the door to this little house here, and there's on either side of it there's going to be candy canes, and then you do the red stripes with back stitching. So that has to go in there still. But anyway, so my goal for this was just to start it. It's a new start. So and there's not a whole lot of stitching. So hopefully next time, whenever I come back to it, um, I'll be able to finish it. You know, maybe pretty quickly because, like I said, it's not a whole lot of stitching. It's small little ornament kind of design. This is Beth Twist did it last year for the Jingle Ball. Yeah. So, and the pattern, excuse me, the picture from the pattern is this. In this picture, it's done like on a red fabric, kind of a pinkish red fabric, and I felt like it didn't show up well the details on it. It's kind of hard to see in this picture anyway, just because you're looking at a picture of a printout or whatever. But so I use this sort of neutral. How's it go like this? um, beige color. It's I want to say it's 18 count Ada that I had. I don't know. I had it from somewhere. This little scrap. Yeah. So and this model was stitched. I want to say on 36 count. So it's about the same. I mean, it's the same as 18 count. Let's see what it says here. I'm looking at the wrong page. Sorry. Yeah, it was on 36 count, which is the same as 18 count. Um, so yeah, that's what I stitched it on. So it's not going to be very big. It's like not quite 50 by not quite 50, 40 something by 40 something. So it's not really huge. But the main thing I was working on, the main whip I was working on, is this Wandering Sheep by Stephanie Webb of Lindy Stitches. Nice thing. And this is a couple of years old. I want to say probably 2002, something like that. I don't have the pattern with the dates right here in front of me, but it came out some time ago. And this uses ThreadWorks threads. Excuse me. Be Spicy was done with it's all DMC. This one is ThreadWorks thread and a few DMC colors. Excuse me. The black is lava rocks, and there's some other greens and pinks and stuff like that. But most of them are ThreadWorks colors. The black, I was trying to look at this. I was trying, there's like 310 in here as well as this lava rocks as this most of the color, but the 310 is just used on like the sheep's eyes and nose or something. The body is done in this lava rocks. And so I was very close to finishing, and I was hoping that I could finish it by the end of October. So last night I was, it's like it's the 31st. I want to finish, see if I can finish it, and I almost did. So I did all the words, the big thistle and all that I had done last time I worked on it. Last year or year before. Um, and I had done the sheep's face and the outline and the legs of the sheep, but this part of the body, I worked, filling in this thing, and uh, the when you the instructions for this pattern say you'll probably need two skeins of the lava rocks, uh, because of that big sheep, and there's a little bit of uh, lava rocks is used in this little border. There's some blank squares on these two flowers. There's a pinkish flower here, it has an empty square there. You can just see it, and then this darker pink bloom has a square you can see. So those little squares, it's like 4 stitches in each of the little blossoms, and they're gray on one flower and black on the other. So they're gray and black, and so those I have to do, and that's the lava rocks also, and then the rest of this sheep. So I have the second skein to start there. So I want to go ahead and finish it because I'm so close at the end. I don't want to wait, another year or whatever to work on it. So I'll probably just keep working on it as I work on my other uh, whips uh, for WIPGO for November. So so this is done on, I want to say, 28 count Lugana that I dyed myself. I don't know if it's showing up well on the screen, but it's mostly green with some pinkish purplish markings in there. Um, yeah, sorry. I I don't know if it shows up there, but here my screen is freezing a little bit. But anyway, so it's mostly green with a little bit of pinkish purplish mixed in there, and I think it works really well with the colors of the threads here. But anyway, so I'm hoping that, like I said, I just have a little bit of the flowers to do, and then uh, just lots and lots of back and forth stitching on the body of the sheep, and it'll be done. So I'm hoping to get it done in the next couple of weeks, I guess. Um, yeah. So that's my whip go for October. And I have just a little start on it. I have coming up, the numbers were 3 and 22. So my number 3 is the Swans, which is one of the Cottage Garden Samplings Year in the Woods from 2022. I think is when this was released. This set was released. So like I said, the only one I've said before, the only one I've finished so far is the Fox, which is the number 1, and the Swans is number 2. And all I have left of the Swans, I have a little bit more, a few lines of color on the Swans' bodies, and then I think all of this corner is done, and I just started a little bit of the top here, and the cabin is done. So all that's left after I finish the Swans' bodies is this greenery in this corner here. So my goal for the Swans is 7 days. So I'm hoping that I can finish it. So I've worked on the Swans. So all this here and these two blank spaces, yeah, you might be able to see the border here of the feathers here on this part of the swan. So there's, you know, these little swaths here, and this one, and they're all going to be this gold color here. So then, if I do all that, the swans will be done. The swans' bodies will be done, and then all that's left is the greenery in this upper corner because all of this greenery in this corner is finished up until this is the top going across here. And there's like I think a couple snowflake kind of things around here, and some greenery trees and other pine cones and stuff like that. So I'm hoping that in the 7 days that are this is my goal for this, that I can finish that and have another finish. This is I want to say 28 count linden. So there's the fox is finished, and there's the jackrabbit that's again very close to being finished, but has a lot to go still. And I think I worked on the jackrabbit already this year. So the only ones left is the swan, and then number 12, the reindeer, is all left. Um, and I think that's all because that's a December goal. But so yeah, so I'm working on the swans, and today was the first day I did worked on it. So I'm hoping that yeah, I can finish the swans. Then the other ones I'm working on are all going to be new starts. Um, the number 3 new start is the Arkansas uh, Statehood Splendor Series. I'm doing Arkansas, and I don't know that I have all the threads. I may have them somewhere. I just not handy yet. I still have to put all that in, and I have the fabric for it. Um, but so I have to find the threads because I have not put them with the fabric yet. So that has to be set up. And then the number 22 that I haven't started yet are all also going to be new starts. The main WIPGO piece is the last of the Calling of the Sea series by Stacey Nash. Um, the whale is on there, so I'm hoping to make a good start on that. Um, because it's one of those that I have the a handful of them on the last of my WIPGO chart, the last like 21, 22, 23, like that, the last four, five I guess or so of my WIPGO charts are all they were all new starts that were part of a series that I had already done the other parts of the series. So with this one, Calling of the Sea, I already did the ship. I think I did that last year, and the compass I did earlier this year, I think. And so the whale is the third one of that series, and I will be starting that later this month. And then the other one, there's a new start for that number, and that is also a Stacey Nash design, one of her animal crackers, Chilli. So I started Millie and I started Blizzard, the fox, and they just have minimal starts on them. And so I probably will not have a whole lot done on Chilli either, but that's, for all of those new starts, the goal is just to start them. Uh, you know, as much as I can get done, whatever. But there's no specific goal, so I don't have a whole lot to do. But the whale, I think that I had set a goal on that of 7 days, so hopefully I can make some decent progress because it's kind of a big chart. It's a lot of stitching on the whale, um, just like this sheep. There's lots of stitching to finish it. Sorry, my face is tickly. I don't know what's going on. But so that's all I have now for the beginning of November. Um, I'm hoping to get started. I'm still working on unpacking stuff, especially here in the craft room, sort of sorting out where things are going to go because both Eve's things and my things have to go in here, and all the stuff that we sent to storage is still in storage, so we have to get that out and and find ways to make things fit in here in a way that makes sense so that we can access what we need to access, fabrics and beads and things like that. Um, our Etsy shop was kind of on furlough for a while we were in the process of moving. But I believe, um, I don't know if it's, I think it's turned back on. If it's not on right now, it's will be shortly. So you could look and, if you need a project bag, bob, um, um, a needle minder, stuff like that. The ones that are already made are still available. Um, we and a few a few patterns that we have online also. Um, so those things, if they're not already available back again in the so those things like I said, are available again. Um, if you want to take a look at that, and the link to that, the Three Sisters Creative Etsy shop is in the description box below. So I am getting ready. I hadn't bought my tickets yet because of all the expenses of moving. All the things that we're doing. I wanted to wait until this month to buy my Jingle Ball tickets, and I'm still debating whether or not, because the general admission ticket is only like $15, but excuse me, but there are classes available, and I'm thinking about taking one of the classes. Um, uh, there's a a carousel thing that Jeannine McGowan is doing. Um, that's pretty elaborate and fairly expensive, I think. But it has like um, a wooden top thing that holds scissors, and and then like separate little animals that you can stitch that are, I think they're attached with magnets or something. It sounds very complicated, very pretty, and I kind of want it, but I'm not going to do that. But I'm thinking about taking her biscornu class. I know how to make a biscornu. I've done that about three or four times, three times. Um, so I know how to stitch them, put them together. I know how to do a biscornu, but I kind of wanted to take her class just, um, for fun and because it's a new design or whatever. I don't know yet if I'm going to do that. Um, there's some neat classes by Hands On Design. The Stand Up for Santa looks like it's going to be fun. I'm probably not going to do that one either. Um, but it's making a stand up. But yeah, so anyway, those are some of the classes that are available for Jingle Ball, and as always, I'm going to put the link in the description box below, so you can go and check it out for yourself if you've never gone Jingle Ball. It'll be the first weekend of December. I think it's the 5th through the 7th. Um, and so for general admission, there's no limit. You can anybody can attend because it's a virtual retreat. So it's all like a Zoom meeting, on your computer. So there's no like waiting list or seating limit or anything like that, like there might can be for other retreats. Um, so anybody can go. You know, the only thing there's a limit for is if you buy a kitted class. There's those are limited, but you can buy like a PDF, where like if I take that Berskognu class, for instance, I can sign up for the PDF version. They send me a PDF. I can stitch it, to prepare for the class if I want to or whatever. And then I take the class and watch how to do a Berskognu, and that's a virtual class too. So whether or not so you could to sign up for the class, you buy the pattern basically, so you don't have to buy a kitted class. You can just buy the PDF version of the class. So and there's no limit to that. So it's a fun option if for me, going to a retreat is prohibitively expensive. in my situation, and also just physically difficult to do. But a virtual retreat I can do very easily. And she's done several this year, and um, I think next year there'll be also will be several different retreats like that. But the Jingle Ball is sort of the big daddy of all of them. It was the original one she conceived of last year, so it's always fun. There's some special holiday Christmas related little special things and storytelling, singing, whatever, fun things to watch. There's usually meet and greets with the designers who you can, ask them questions about how they came up with the name of their uh, uh, business, on how they got started stitching, what they what they like, whatever. So these virtual events are fun, and you can also meet up with other stitchers and all kinds of things. So anyway, um, so that's at jingleball.net is I think the official channel, but also you can go to Lindy Stitches and find your way there also. So I'll put both of those links in the description box below. Um, so yeah, I think that's all I have to discuss this week. I'm like I said, we're still in the throes of unpacking little by little and getting stuff out of our storage unit little by little, and hopefully more of that will happen later this month. Um, but yeah, so and figuring out what we need uh, to get for the house. There's some things that the house needs because it had like some cosmetic issues, when we bought the house that need to be done. Um, but so yeah, so we're finding, oh, we need to get this, we need to get that. Um, yeah, so it's a sort of a work in progress. But it's nice. It's nice to have sort of um, a little bit of financial relief because it's just a little bit smaller square footage household and things like that. So we're kind of far afield from where we used to be, and so we're having to sort of um, get new places of business that we go to, like a new post office, a new doctor's offices. We're some of the doctors, we're seeing we'll have to find here locally and things like that. So it's sort of a learning curve, of where everything is. Things like your local McDonald's and Dutch Brothers and this and that and the other. It's like saying, okay, this is over here, this is close to the house, this is further or whatever. Yeah, but otherwise, it's a very nice neighborhood. Yeah, so it's working out. um, but yeah, so hopefully everything will be pretty normal going forward. In a few weeks, whatever. So in the meantime, I'll be here again next week. Hopefully a little earlier in the day. I know it's kind of late in the day. Things happened the way they did. Um, but hopefully next week maybe I can do it a little earlier in the day. Do my update a little earlier in the day. We'll see. Until then, thanks again. Thanks for watching, and like and subscribe if you haven't already. And oh, for those of you, I think I mentioned last week about the giveaway we were doing this week. So we did draw names um, for 5 of our 6 giveaways, and there's one that was left that we had a rule where um, you could sign up for all of them if you wanted to, but you could only win one, right? So as people won, we And but for the last one we did, the people that had signed up for it had already won one, so we extended that sixth giveaway, and it's for the pattern Wreck the Halls. And if you watch our Three Sisters Creative video, um, that'll hit tomorrow, Sunday morning, um, uh, we talk about that one more. But so so we extended that one for those who maybe didn't sign up for anything for any of the giveaways, um, and also for if you signed up for a giveaway and you didn't win anything. We had a handful of people that didn't win anything, but they had not signed up for that specific pattern. And if you'd like to do that, you can go ahead and do that. So go ahead and watch the Three Sisters Creative video, and you may be able to get in. We're taking um, names for that giveaway until Friday, I believe. So you have a chance if you missed out on a chance to uh, comment with the word wreck. Um, that is until that's going to be available until Friday. So go ahead and do that. Go ahead, watch the video and see. Um, Last week's video was we talked about the giveaway, and this coming video, like I said, we have that one left, and the key word for that was wreck, I believe. So so that pattern is still up, so you can still sign up to receive that one. Anyway, so uh, until next time, thanks for watching. I'll see you later. Bye bye.